Greetings, St. Malachy families. This is Mr. Dwyer. I want to say a prayer for all of you, all that you're feeling safe and healthy, and that you are enjoying the nice weather we've had these last few days as we prepare to return to school this fall. I want to share this video today to go into some more detail, especially about the first week of our reopening plan, and to give you some more information that's going to be important to you, whether you're returning in person or online. And so I'm going to share my screen as I go through a presentation here and talk along with this over the video. So as you know, I'm the principal at St. Malachy School, and we are preparing to reopen in the coming weeks for the 2020 school year. We continue to work hard to make sure that this plan optimizes safety and learning opportunities for both in-person and online learning. We are offering either fully online or fully in-person options for school this year. And we will continue to base our program on the recommendations of public health experts in conjunction with the guidance of the Archdiocese of Chicago. So we do continue to monitor the situation and continue to feel like our plan is safe and viable moving forward. So we hope that you'll watch the video and let us know if you have any additional questions. I do want to thank all the parents that I've talked to over the last few days and weeks for your suggestions, for your encouragement, for your questions, and for your input. All those things have allowed us to strengthen our plan and to make sure that it is meeting the needs of students and families, which is our goal. So this presentation is going to go into some detail about specifically the first week of school, which will run from Tuesday, August 25th to Friday, August 28th. So let's go and see a little bit more detail about how that week will look. So the major difference that from our normal beginning of the year is rather than starting with a full week of school, we're going to start with an orientation week for students, which means that every student will only attend one day during the first week. So we recognize that this may be an inconvenience, but we believe it's very important to start students off in an environment that will be safe with fewer students, to both allow for students and staff to put these procedures into place in a way that everyone will feel comfortable. And also, as you'll see in the later slides, to invite parents in for a orientation, which we'll be able to do in a socially distanced fashion due to splitting it up over a number of days. So in-person orientation will take place Tuesday, the 25th, Wednesday, the 26th, and Thursday, the 27th. We will provide each family with the day on which they should come on the next slide. So please stay tuned for that. The online learning orientation will take place on Friday, August 28th. Although I will note, and I'll explain this later as well, that parents who are choosing an online option are still invited to come on one of those in-person days if you want to meet your child's teacher and pick up some materials that might help with the online learning experience. So we'll talk more about that as we go along. But our goal with this orientation week is to make sure that students and parents have the safety information and the academic information that we all need in order to get the year off to a good, safe, and successful start. So we do look forward to cooperating with you on this restart to the school year, and we hope that it can go smoothly and successfully for all. As I go along, I'm going to be talking about before care and after care. So we do ask all parents who are choosing in-person instruction to think about what will your before and after care needs be throughout the year. We do want to continue to provide those services, but we ask for, again, cooperation is the name of the game, and for some consistency in terms of when you'll be picking students up or when you'll be dropping them off, so that we can make the arrival and dismissal process run smoothly. The first week of school will have limited before care, and we are not planning to hold after care on these days unless necessary. So please do let us know if you think you will need it as we go along. So to talk about the in-person orientation schedule, as I stated, students will attend Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday based on their last name. So students with last names starting with A through E will attend Tuesday, August 25th. Students with last names F through Q will attend Wednesday, August 26th. And students with the last name starting with P through Z will attend Thursday, August 27th. Any siblings should attend the day of the oldest student's last name. So if there's siblings who have a different last name, please attend the oldest student's day. So please mark your calendar with this appropriately. We will not be able to accept students for back-to-back days or for multiple days. We want to keep it balanced out over the 3. If you do need to change, let's say your student's last name starts with D and they are scheduled to come on Tuesday, but you know you have off work on Thursday, please do let us know and we can make that change, but we need to know in advance so we know when to expect you, so we know what our numbers will look like for each day. During these orientation days, we're going to not only be going through the day with students, but we're also going to ask parents to come for a in-person orientation meeting. Please plan to come on the same day that your students attend. So if they're coming on Tuesday, you come Tuesday as well. And we're going to do this orientation for pre-K and kindergarten. We're going to do it at drop-off in the morning between 7:45 and 8:30. You'll be allowed to socially distance, enter your child's classroom, and conduct the orientation meeting there. We ask you to wear a mask during this time and to please be, respectful of keeping social distance during the time that you are present for that orientation. For 1st through 8th grade parents, we will plan to conduct the orientation at the end of the day, starting from 2:30 to 3:15, and we'll do those meetings in the park across the street from our school. And again, we ask you to come on the day that your students come, to wear a mask, and to join us outside so that we can do these meetings in a safe and healthy way. The reason we're asking to have these meetings on the first day of school is so that we can review procedures for safety as well as for learning, distribute materials, review our policies for the year, and then give you some additional information like student login info and different access info that you'll need. And we'll also have some documents for you to fill out and sign on that day. So we do ask you to think ahead and plan ahead for that. If there are any documents that you need to turn into us, like health forms or other forms that we've requested, you can plan to please bring them on that day as well. We do recognize that these times are very specific, but we hope that you can plan to join us for this event, as this will also serve as our open house for this year and our chance to really see each other in person during the year when that might be a little bit harder. For our online learning orientation, this will take place on Friday, August 28th. During that time, the teachers will review the overview and the schedule for online learning, including login information, the daily schedule, expectations, and procedures. It's important to note that online learning is a daily requirement. It's not optional, and that students will be required to complete assignments and check in and attend daily remotely, just as they would in person. So if you are planning on that online option, please think ahead for how you can set your student up for that success within the online learning atmosphere. So we will review during that day what to do if you have a question, if something's not working, if you need to get in touch with someone during the day. We'll have specific ways for you to do that. And we'll conduct this meeting over Zoom. So if you don't have access to that app, please download it on a device that you'll be able to access on Friday the 28th. As I said earlier, for certain grades, for kindergarten, we will ask you to actually come to the corresponding day to your child's last name for the in-person orientation on that morning, or potentially we'll offer another slot in the afternoon. But we want you to pick up some materials that will make online learning a little bit easier, such as books, workbooks, and things of that nature. So all parents who are choosing online learning can still plan to come for the in-person orientation on the day that aligns to your child's last name. Please let us know if you do want to do that. But some classes will be strongly encouraged / required, like for kindergarten, I know will be one of those. For those who are choosing in-person learning, I want to go over our arrival and dismissal procedures, because they're going to be a little bit more specific than they have been in the past, because we have to keep students separate based on class, even when they're entering and leaving the building. So it's going to require, again, that keyword of cooperation, but we believe that this is the best way to keep everyone safe, and we hope that we'll all get used to this new routine as the year starts off. So please pay attention to the following times. Pre-K through second grade students will be asked to enter the building between 7:45 and 7:55. Pre-K and K students will enter through the front doors along Washington Boulevard. First and second graders should plan to use the doors that are around the corner on Oakley. And we ask students to use these doors so that they can go straight up to their classrooms and keep as much socially distanced as possible. Then we'll take a 5-minute break to sanitize the corridors. And then third and fourth graders will arrive between 8 and 8:10 using the front door. Fifth and sixth graders will arrive between 8 and 8:10 using the Oakley Street door. And then we'll have another 5-minute grace period to clean and disinfect, at which time seventh and eighth graders will enter using the Oakley door. And at that time, any students who have missed their original arrival time, which should be pre-K to second graders, if they come, let's say at 7:58, once we've already closed the door to do the sanitizing, or if they come at 8:05, running a little late, it's okay, but we'll ask you to pause and wait so that you can enter at 8:15, and pre-K to second grade at that time, or any other students arriving will use the front door at that time. Families with multiple children will be able to enter at any time, between 7:45 and 8 o'clock using the door in the alley to the east of the school, because we do recognize that if you have multiple kids, it's not going to be possible to drop them off at 7:45, 8 o'clock, and 8:15. So we do want to allow for that option for families to drop off multiple children at the same time. Drop off is going to be a little bit of a slower process this year because we need to take students' temperatures at the door, and we need parents to remain close to the school until their students have been able to go in. So we'll go through later what to do if you're early or if you need to wait, but we do need to keep the area right in front of the school clear so that during those times people will be able to get their temperatures checked, and then students will be able to enter the building, and then parents will be able to leave. So again, this is something that we're going to practice in the first week, and we're going to work together to make it safe and successful as possible. I do want to note that morning care, once the school year starts, will be available for all students from 7 to 7:45, and that those students will use the front door. During that first week, during those first orientation days, we may have limited morning care, so please let us know if you plan to take advantage. For afternoon dismissal will also be different. And again, this is not to cause inconvenience, but rather to provide the utmost safety that we can. So we will ask parents at dismissal to arrive at the times that are outlined below, and to wait in your cars, or if you're on foot, to socially distance in a way that will allow for safe students to move out of the building safely. Students will be dismissed by grade out the same doors as they entered. And families with multiple children will be dismissed at the time of the oldest child. So we'll go through how that will work. But pre-K to second graders will be dismissed between 2:45 and 2:55. So that's the time we would need you to pick them up. Pre-K and K will go out the front door. Grades 1 and 2 will go out the Oakley door. Third through sixth graders will be dismissed between 3 and 3:10 with a disinfecting in between. Again, third and fourth will go out the front door. Fifth and sixth will go out the Oakley door. And then seventh and eighth graders will be picked up at 3:15 using the Oakley door. So let's say you have 2 children, one in sixth grade and one in second grade. That second grader would wait until their older sibling is dismissed, at which time they would wait they would leave at the same time as that student. The way that we're going to do this is we will have a staff member out in the front of the building with the walkie-talkie. Students will get ready in their classrooms, and we will do our very best to make it a quick transition from when you arrive to when a student is called down to when they're dismissed, so that students can so that we can keep that area in front of the school as clear as possible. So if you plan on using before or after care, we know that parents do need that for work reasons and other reasons. Due to COVID concerns, we're shortening our regular hours slightly, but we are still committed to working with all families. So generally speaking, this year, before care will start at 7 a.m. That is a shift from 6:30 a.m., which we had offered in the past. The reason for that is the additional staffing and procedures that we need to do in the morning, we're only able to cover from 7 to 7:45. If you need an earlier drop-off for work reasons, please let us know so that we can make those arrangements. We will have limited capacity to do that, and I've already talked to a couple parents who have let me know that they would need this. So we will work with you, but it will be on a case-by-case specified basis. Another difference in our morning care program is that breakfast will not be served in the cafeteria this year. So if you were used to bringing your student here at 7:30 so that they could eat breakfast before they go to class, this year that's not going to be the case. They're going to go to their classroom, at which point they'll have the chance to grab their breakfast at that time, so that they don't have to remove their mask in a time when they're around other students. Morning care will take place in 2 locations this year: the cafeteria for grades pre-K, K, and 3 and 4, and then in the gym for grades 1, 2, and 5 through 8. So that's for morning care. If you are planning on utilizing aftercare, which we know many people do, and we are very happy to continue to provide that, aftercare will be open to all until 5 p.m., at which point, if you do know that you need a later than 5 p.m. pickup, we know that that is the case. So we just ask you to let us know in advance so that we can plan accordingly and have some consistency with our staffing and with our social distancing to keep everyone safe and secure. We will be able to work with you, but we want to know in advance as much as possible. Just so everyone knows, in before care and after care, students will still have to wear masks and remain socially distant. So some activities that we provided in the past, like time to go, shoot baskets in the gym or play board games, may be a little bit more limited, but we are working to provide alternative engagement through outside organizations who might be able to provide Zoom activities or different things. So we're still gonna work to make it a worthwhile experience, but we are still following those same guidelines in before and after care. And some things that I've hinted at already, due to health restrictions, parent access to the building will be limited to essential business for the time being this year, which means that parents will be only allowed to visit the office, and that social distancing and masks will have to be worn at any time that parents are in the building. This is not punitive, but of course, for the safety of everyone, including yourself as parents. But we still do want to be in touch with you, so we will be working to set up phone calls, video conferences, or in-person meetings whenever needed, all right? So please do stay in touch and reach out. Along with this, as I stated, the pickup and drop-off is going to be a bit crowded as parents wait for students to be admitted in the morning and dismissed in the afternoon. So we will need to keep the area in front of the school more clear of cars and of people during those busy times. So we ask that if you're waiting on foot, that you wait, maybe across the street or socially distanced following the markers that will be laid out. And if you're waiting in a car, we ask you to wait in the parking lot or past Oakley on the other side of the street, so that stretch in front of the school is for pickup and drop off only. So this is a lot of information, but I do appreciate everyone who's watching this, that you mark these orientation days on your calendar for the Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday for in-person and Friday for online learning. We do hope that this will be a good way to start off the year and help everyone feel comfortable and safe. I hope that you can see from this plan that we are taking these things seriously, and we do want to work with everyone to help this plan run smoothly. So we know there will be some bumps in the road, but we want to anticipate and prevent as many issues as we can in advance. So a couple things I'd ask you to think about is, with those specific arrival times, shifting by 10 minutes, depending on your grade, or if you have multiple students, to think about how you can make those arrival and dismissal times work for your family, as well as your before and after care needs. Again, we are still a school that believes in open arms and open doors, but we want to know that that we have a consistent schedule for everyone, so that there's not confusion and crowding that goes on at those high traffic times. Staff members will be reaching out next week to confirm your choices and the information that you've provided us thus far. So please be on the lookout for a phone call and continued emails from us. In the meantime, please also email Yvonne Corona at the email address here. If you still need to register, that's very, very important at this time that people get registered as soon as possible to finalize our numbers. And call us anytime at 312-733-2252 or email me if you do have any questions. I thank you all very much, and I pray for your health and safety during this time. We miss all of our St. Malachy students, and we can't wait to see people, whether it's in person or online, in less than 2 weeks. So we will continue to work hard, and we will continue to communicate over these coming days. But in the meantime, please be in touch with us. Take care and stay safe. Thank you all, and have a good day and a good evening.